Aren't you a little young to be a podcaster?
Aren't you a little old to be a podcaster?
Actually, I don't think so. I think it's fine to podcast at any age, Aman.
All right, we are doing Uncharted.
Yeah. First of all, it's good to be back.
It is, yeah.
Had a little early year hiatus.
Yeah, it was a voluntary break. There were some whispers saying there was some beef between us, but there wasn't. There wasn't. We've
squashed it behind the scenes.
Yeah, we were a little exhausted after our end of year Spider-Man. It takes a lot to plan all these. So.
Yeah, it does. The contract's been renegotiated, so I feel a lot better.
What contract negotiations? Yeah. All right, Uncharted, directed by...
I don't know.
Ruben Fleischman.
Oh, this guy?
Yeah.
Zombieland guy?
Zombieland, Venom 1.
Oh, God.
Yeah. He's the king of action adventure, apparently.
Yeah.
I just quickly looked at, there's a writer duo.
Okay.
And they did Iron Man 1.
Okay.
Transformers The Last
It's like
Night.
the Kurtzman guys?
No.
Alex Kurtzman or whatever?
No. Transformers The Last Night and Men in Black International.
This is some awful pedigree across the board so far.
Yeah.
Starring Tom Holland.
Marky Mark.
Antonio Banderas.
Yeah. And I think that's what they blew the budget on.
That's the entire movie.
Yeah.
I got a big prediction here, but we know there's going to be a big actor, I'm sure, playing Tom Holland's brother.
100%, yeah.
But we'll get to that as we go down.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, here we are. We're in February.
Yeah.
It's a good time for a video game adaptation to drop.
Exactly. It's where movies go to die.
Yeah. It seems like this is, they've put a lot of eggs in this basket. Clearly, it's got a bigger budget than your typical video game.
Yeah, but
I think it's 200 million, I've heard.
Really?
Yeah.
But 80% of that was spent on Tom Holland.
The actors. I mean, from what I've seen, I can't knock the spectacle. I can't knock the look of the quality of the visual effects. Yep. It doesn't feel like an Assassin's Creed or like a Tomb Raider. It feels like it's like an MCU level production.
Okay.
But we'll see when the movie actually comes out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting you're saying all that, but it's still kind of getting tossed around in February.
Yeah, which isn't promising, and I haven't looked at any of the Rotten Tomatoes yet.
No,
so
me
I'm going to really do my best. We're a little late on this one because we're just getting back into the swing of things, but I'm going to I'm seeing it tomorrow or Friday.
Yeah,
so.
I'm seeing it tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, you are?
Yeah, what's the story with like the director thing?
I'm not sure.
Do you remember that? Because like Seth Rogen was attached, and then someone dropped out, and another person dropped out, and they just like scraped by Ruben Fleischman.
Yeah, I mean,
it's been in production hell for like years.
That's to me sounds like the real creative people that had their hands on it probably wanted to take it in like a different direction. Sounds like Sony wanted something a bit more run of the mill,
cookie cutter. Yeah.
That's not taking any huge risks. Although having said that, like let's talk about the casting briefly.
They're really just relying on one bankable star and one star that they still think is bankable.
Yeah. I think that like you could look at it, the non-pessimist or the non-cynical way of looking at it would be those aren't the two actors you would think to cast in either of those roles.
Yeah.
But are they just going with your perception, which is like, let's just get the most likely, like if they could have cast Dwayne Johnson, they would have.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but they're like, oh fuck, he already did Jungle Cruise.
Mark Wahlberg looks just enough like Sully that we could get away with this.
Yeah, but everyone was pissed because he's too young.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't sound like Sully. He doesn't look like Sully.
No,
doesn't particularly embody Sully in any way.
Yeah, we should probably say off the hop here is that you're a big fan of the games.
I wouldn't say I'm like a mega fan. Like,
I thought you were.
I've played them all. I felt
that's a pretty big fan.
I've beaten all 4, or I haven't played any like the PSP ones or whatever, but I kind of started to fall out of love with Uncharted. And like a lot of people say the 4th one is the best game.
Oh, okay.
I kind of disagree. Like, sure, the graphics are the best and the scope is the best, but it just kind of was starting to feel a bit tiresome for me.
Yeah, a bit samey.
Yeah, I can't solve another puzzle. I can't lift up another crown and put it over here. I can't go crouch behind a wall and just wait for my moment, pop up, couple shots, under, roll.
Whoa.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm a bit like Uncharted fatigued, so I'm not really hyped for this movie, but I'm open to being pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, and I would say I'm the same. I'm going in, I have like bottom of the barrel expectations, and I think this movie itself doesn't have very high aspirations.
No, and that kind of goes into my first big question for you, like, do you see, and I feel like I already have the answer, but do you think this will be the movie to finally break the video game curse?
Absolutely not.
I mean, yeah. If I can leave with a 7, I'd be very happy. But I think we're in like the 5 to 6 territory.
We're in the 5 to 6 territory. Yeah, I agree.
And just to kind of finish on casting, like, what are your thoughts initial on the Tom Holland casting? Because again, he's obviously much younger than Nathan Drake was ever supposed to be.
I don't have an issue. See, I never played the games. I'm familiar with them. Like I've played the odd mission here and stuff like that. Right?
Watched a couple cutscenes on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. I got no issues with Tom Holland. It does seem a bit like egregious that they are just casting him for.
It's a push. It's a stretch.
Yeah.
He would be far down on the list for me.
Yeah, they're obviously. I bet you he didn't have to audition.
Yeah, well, because he's like Sony's golden child, right?
Exactly.
Because they have the connections, they have the relationship, and like Nathan Drake isn't the most interesting character. That's like another reason I'm worried about this movie. Like he is quite one dimensional. He's kind of thick-skulled, kind of thick-skinned, knows his history, but he's a bit of a klutz.
Yeah.
He doesn't really, and that was my huge issue with like the fourth Uncharted game. Was it's called A Thief's End, and they made him look quite a bit older, and I thought the whole theme was going to be like, oh, he's not quite as fast as he was. Maybe there's some, let's get some conflict in this guy, like maybe some alcoholism, like something like that.
No, but it's just hopping around.
Yeah, he's hopping around, he's wisecracking, and nothing really changed. So like across 4 games, there's very little character development. So like, I don't really know where I'm going with that, but I think I would have gone for someone like, unless they're really saying like, we want to make 5 of these movies. Let's get Tom Holland now.
Okay, well, who are you casting then for a one-off Uncharted?
Probably Mark Wahlberg. I think
Nathan Drake.
Yeah. Okay. I think that was kind of the joke. Like he was so obviously great for that role, but then he kind of aged out. So let's make him the Sully.
Okay.
But Nathan Fillion is someone that everyone always wanted.
Oh, we all seen that.
Who else is there? Maybe Pedro Pascal.
Shit, that'd actually be pretty good.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of who else. I think Chris Pine would have been good.
Yeah, okay. Wow.
Yeah, who else?
You're just rattling this off, man. Keep going.
Maybe Chris Evans, his first non-Captain America role.
He's a bit too, like, big, though.
I mean, Nate, we're already thinking of him as Tom Holland, but he's big in the games.
Okay.
He's like he's supposed to be like mid-30s, 40s. He's got like the
Channing Tatum.
Oh, that would have been great.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I like Tom Holland, but I'm struggling with like the Peter Parker thing a little bit. Like when I watch the trailer, I'm like, you're kind of playing Peter Parker right now.
Yeah, Tom doesn't get to use his native accent that much.
No, he doesn't. And he is a good versatile actor, and a lot of people didn't really love Cherry. I don't know if you've seen it.
I haven't, no.
To me, that was like by far the best performance I've seen from him. And this doesn't really feel like we'll get to see much of him outside of his sort of like Peter Parker charm.
Which I'm surprised maybe it was contractually obligated to do this, because I'm thinking he's going to want to start doing something of more art house pedigree.
Yeah, totally. So maybe he's thinking like, let me get these blockbusters under my belt, and then I can, later in my career, I can do more challenging roles. But this looks like it's going to be a bit of a walk in the park for him.
I agree, yeah.
And especially when it's like, it's coming out just 2 months after Spider-Man. I think the timing's not great as well. Like, not that I'm like sick of Tom Holland. It's just, it's so fresh, that movie, that this is hard to like, get up for.
It's hard to pivot. Yeah. Okay. Before we dive any deeper into Uncharted, it's been a 2-month hiatus, I think. So why don't we do some side reviews?
Yep. I'm ashamed to say I don't have much.
Yeah. Okay.
I haven't been watching a tremendous amount lately. I've just been, doing my usual, like I've gone through pretty much all The Office and all the Friends again.
Oh, big show guy all of a sudden.
Yeah, I've been watching my shows, but I do have a few here.
Okay, go for it.
Why don't we go back and forth?
Sure.
I'll start with my theater experience last weekend.
Yeah.
Jackass Forever.
Okay, yeah.
Really wanted to sort of challenge myself, so went out for that. It's been a long time since I've like seen an all-out comedy just come out in theaters. It's not striving to be anything, just pure elation and comedy. Yeah. And it was fun. I enjoyed it for that.
Not as fun as when we were 17, 18.
No, and it's like a bit cringe, and it's kind of sad in parts. But it's more fun than I thought it would be.
Okay.
And the stunts don't disappoint. The gross out factor doesn't disappoint.
That's
like
good.
It's probably some of the like most hard to watch scenes, especially like the animal stuff is crazy. Like so it's like you get a good amount of wince value. Yeah. Kind of like going to see like Borat 1 or something like that. The theater was having a great time. Like they all clapped at the end.
Which theater did you go to?
Metrotown. Why'd you hit me with something?
So I watched the Netflix original and Best Picture frontrunner, The Power of the Dog.
I still haven't seen
it. With Benedict.
I heard it reinvents the slow burn Western.
Yeah. Okay.
Thoughts?
Yeah. There you go. It's definitely a slow burn. I'm not gonna say. I've said this time and time again. Like, slow burns are not my cup of tea, but I can respect the movie for what it presented.
Respect for having the balls to watch it then, because you knew what you were in for.
Yeah, exactly. I slogged through it.
Is it 3 hours?
Yeah, it's like 2.5 or something. It's like technically pretty good or very good.
Yeah.
The acting is good, and I had to Google some stuff after, and it definitely added some layers to it. So,
are you thinking Benedict is favorite for best actor then?
Well, that actually leads me to my second side review.
Well, we said we'd go back to
forth.
Yeah,
I know, but you kind of segued me. Tick, Tick, Boom.
Oh.
The musical, another Netflix one with Andrew Garfield. And my one-line summary would be like, if you enjoy musicals, then you'll like this movie. If you don't like musicals, then this is not the one that's going to change your mind. But Andrew Garfield does a phenomenal performance.
Yeah. Every time I'm on Netflix and when you hover over something and the trailer starts, I just watch the trailer. I'm like, that's a good scene. But I haven't watched it yet, but it's something else I want to see for sure.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Speaking of Best Actor nominations coming up, I saw Apple Plus's original film, Macbeth.
Apple TV.
It's Apple Plus.
Is it Apple Plus?
Apple TV Plus, I think. Yeah.
You slogged through Macbeth.
I did slog it. It's only like an hour 45.
Isn't it just like...
From what I could tell, it's pretty much a line-for-line adaptation. It was very inspired by 1920s German expressionism. So it's like all black and white, very long hallways, duplicating elements. So like hallways kind of go on forever. Mm-hmm. Shadows are really long. Architecture is a bit... It's like kind of inspired by theater. So it's like, imagine if you were watching a stage production, but everything could actually extend the whole way.
Oh, okay.
And
that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, like the shots were quite amazing. It's all it's 4:3 as well.
Oh.
Zack Snyder was all over it. I'd say it's definitely like if you're a fan of Macbeth, like we studied it obviously quite a bit in high school.
We love Macbeth.
Yeah. It's cool. And like Denzel Washington really does do an amazing job. Just like he adds a lot of gravitas to every line that he comes with. Obviously, there's so much of it that just goes over your head. You're trying so hard to understand. You're just like
your Shakespeare translator on the side.
Just like, you just made that up. That doesn't mean anything. But yeah, it's cool.
Okay. And my last one I watched on Disney Plus, Encanto.
Enchanto, or is it Encanto?
Encanto.
I think it's Enchanto.
No, it's Encanto.
I think it's Enchanto.
And it's going to win for Best Animated, for sure.
They don't even watch it. They just look at the studios.
Yeah, exactly. The songs are actually really good, but it actually has some pretty interesting adult themes.
Is that a Disney Plus original?
No.
It was in theaters, but now it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah. It's got some pretty layered adult themes that I looked up after. Yeah. It's actually pretty good.
I really want to see all three of the movies you've brought up.
Yeah, I recommend them all.
I can watch them all at home as well.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to do it. I got a free weekend coming up, so I'm just going to plow these movies. Then the last one I wanted to touch on is TV series, but I watched the season 4, part 1 of Ozark.
Oh, I haven't finished it. I haven't actually started.
You still haven't started the series or that season?
That season.
Yeah. Obviously, no spoilers, but Ozark does what Ozark does. Nice. Still great.
Okay.
Looking forward to part 2.
Nice.
And we'll leave it there.
All right. Let's go back to Uncharted with some fast questions.
Okay, hit me.
All right. Tom Holland or Timothée Chalamet?
Tom Holland.
Really? Is Sam the brother alive and evil?
Yes.
How many flashbacks are we getting?
Opening scene is a flashback, and that's it.
Oh, okay. And ready for this one? What other video game movie was Mark Wahlberg in?
Doom? No.
No. 5.
No.
4.
Shut up. Please
3,
don't do that.
2, 1. Hint, we watched it together at Park and Tilford.
Oh, Max Payne.
Yes.
The pain begins. Oh my god, I forgot about that movie.
Yeah.
That kind of segues into my opening scene.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you've played Uncharted 4 or seen any of it.
No.
So that's the one where his brother is introduced, from what I remember. You don't even know he has a brother until the 4th game.
Okay.
And there's a very long, extended flashback sequence of them escaping an orphanage together. So you're following. He's like, "Come on, kid, brother,"
and you're playing as the kid.
Yeah, you're like, "What?" Your jumping's not quite as good. Yeah, gotta get up there.
Sam, wait.
Not that way, Drake. Nathan.
Drake.
Yeah, so I think we open with the orphanage escape reenacted with the 2 kid brothers, and that would be great because the scene it's probably the most fun mission in the game because it's so intense and you're on the run. I think we'll see some grappling hooks.
Yeah.
Just a big, and then it'll go to the bartend, and then it would be like him bored bartending.
Oh, okay. I guess like a little different.
Okay.
We got a shadowy figure. We just see them from behind, like exploring a foggy jungle. Then we cut to some like ancient Aztec natives or indigenous people. There's like the shimmer of gold, and there's a blow dart.
Okay.
And then it says like title Uncharted, and then it cuts to Tom Holland bumbling around his New York apartment late for work. There's maps everywhere.
Somehow like a weirdly nice apartment.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
all brick and pipe.
Yeah. And like maybe someone's following him on his way to work.
Okay. Maps all over. Where's my keys?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Huh. Might need that later.
Has a look at the like picture with him and his brother. Aww.
Yeah, I hope we get some classic video game dialogue.
Yeah. All right. So I think we both think we know pretty much what this movie's going to be. So
yeah. What's your theory on Sam here?
I think Sam is going to be played by like a pretty known actor. Like can you imagine if it was Timothée Chalamet?
It would never.
I don't know. I think he's maybe...
I could see it being like Charlie Hunnam or something.
Yeah, Charlie Hunnam. Like there's some kind of curse at play, I want to say. Like maybe he's like
You're going
trapped.
fantastical.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think... but I don't think that really I don't think we see anything fantastical until the last act.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Kind of like... Well, not like Pirates of the Caribbean. But
Tomb
like,
Raider, kind of.
I still haven't seen Tomb Raider.
You played the game.
Yeah. So it'll end up being like, I think Antonio Banderas obviously has like a connection to this treasure. He'll have like the classic, like slightly relatable reason for doing what he's doing. Like he's doing it to like save his wife or something, or to find his wife.
Yeah.
And then he'll die like kind of doing
weapon.
something happy. Like, just tell her I love her.
Oh my god. Turns to dust.
Yeah, exactly. I think when we get there, Sam is kind of just like stuck in this like life of like he's got wealth and riches in this place.
Oh,
but
okay.
he can't leave.
But he can't leave.
Like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll get like a Spider-Man reference?
Orlando Bloom. Hi, kid brother.
That's too old.
De-aging technology.
You think we'll get a Spider-Man reference? Sony property, Tom Holland, Spider-Man on the TV or something.
Hey, Webhead, let's go. But he's all tangled and like trying to get
Maybe
there.
a J. Jonah Jameson cameo.
Webs.
I hate webs.
Zendaya cameo? Any chance of that?
Probably.
Sam, I didn't tell you Sam is my sister?
Okay, we've seen a lot of these action adventures.
Yeah, we have.
So, I mean, I think a good benchmark for this is how does it hold up to previous episode Jungle Cruise?
I mean...
They're basically one and the same. We should be treating them like genre-wise and
I'd say, I guess
expectation-wise.
Uncharted is targeting like a slightly older audience, whereas Jungle Cruise is more like bring your kids. But I mean, kids are going to be clamoring to see this as well.
And then there's obviously the new one coming out, The Lost City. Have you seen the trailer for that?
That looks like the worst movie ever made.
Yeah, so it's like what's this resurgence of fun?
Yeah, that's a good point. Kind of like Red Notice as well, like even a little bit.
Okay,
like, I think they're doing a National Treasure TV series as well, like a live
With
action.
Nick Cage?
No, apparently he might make like an appearance, but as like a minor side character.
Okay.
It's like Charlie Gates or something like that.
I don't know who that is.
His son, it's supposed to be his son.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I think I meant Charlie Day.
Oh, I'm trying. I can't. But yeah, I agree. Like, I don't think we really need this. Like, there's not a huge demand for these kind of movies, but
maybe there is somewhere. Some focus group is telling people.
yeah, I think like birthday parties all over North America are gonna be seeing this movie this weekend.
Yeah, it's a long weekend too.
Yeah, you go out, you have dinner, have a burger, and then you
Yeah.
watch Uncharted, and no one's offended. Everyone goes home happy.
That's exactly what this movie is.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
yeah. So just a couple more predictions here. Do you think we'll get like a Sully second act death that then comes back to save the day at the end?
Doesn't that happen often in the video
Yeah.
games? Like he always disappears.
It always
and
like
comes
hints
back.
at his death and he just never dies. Like that was the other thing with Uncharted 4. I was like, okay, Sully's gonna die in this game, and it just ends completely fine. He's like 70.
Is Sully like a father figure for him?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So he like catches him stealing on the streets and is like, oh, you need your technique needs to improve, like with this kind of thing or something.
But Sully's never bad, right? He's never evil.
He's got like questionable friends and he kind of dabbles in like the thief world, but he's got a good heart.
Oh, okay. Well, Sully doesn't have any friends. Do I think Sully is
awkward
gonna
setup.
die? No, I don't.
No, I mean like it's a fake death. So like you think he
Oh,
dies.
yeah, he's
and
gonna
then-
like fall off a cliff
Yeah,
or something
exactly.
like that.
You miss me, kid?
You miss me, kid? Marky Mark needs some work.
Yeah, so yes? No?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
A fake out.
Do you think we'll get an inside joke about how hard it is to jump long distances from a ledge without any momentum?
Yeah, okay, yeah. I thought there'd be
How do people do this?
some good video game tropes. Like just like
my
fucking
arm.
hanging on to nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep, okay.
Do you think we'll get a quick time event-esque action scene?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's all the trailer is. There's like the flying pirate ships, the falling out of the cargo plane, the light fixture scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we'll get all that stuff. Probably like, that's my big concern. Like, I hope the trailer's got like at least one surprise set piece, but it looks like we've seen them all.
Definitely.
But yeah, it'd be nice if there's a few twists, like a big action set piece that's just been completely hidden and that's like quite breathtaking. But it's hard to imagine.
Is the budget actually 200 mil?
I think it's like, yeah, let me just double check, but I think it's one. I don't want to check because I don't want to see the.
Yeah, okay, fine, don't check.
I think we'll end with a very open-ended tease at like a future sequel that we'll just never see played out.
100%. I'm trying to think of like other Sony
Atlantis?
IPs.
What are you talking about?
Do you think they can do like a crossover or something?
Spyro crossover?
That's literally all I could think of was Spyro.
Jack and Daxter.
Look at that dragon!
Whoa! Crash Bandicoot comes spinning in.
Ooga.
Oh, the SCU, the Sony Cinematic Universe.
Like the Sony video game universe.
Yeah. Look at that purple dragon.
I was thinking about that on my drive here. Like, okay, what's the Sony video game? Oh, Spyro.
Yeah. I do think we're not too far away from like a Crash Spyro animated cinematic universe. Maybe a bit of a Sonic crossover potentially.
Ooh, a Sonic crossover. Okay,
Yeah.
but different.
No, that won't stop them.
Publishers. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we got like a dirty post-credits Sony crossover tease with something.
Yeah, like what could they really cross this over with? Like
I'm drawing blanks on Sony video
Gears
games,
of
but
War.
like
It's not Sony. But
what's that like Immortals Phoenix Rising or whatever?
yeah, who knows? I don't think yet. I think we'll definitely get like a big tease for a sequel, but I'd be surprised if this movie does. I think it'll like be profitable, but I don't think it'll be enough to.
I think 500 million.
Then they'll do a sequel.
Because
Or
what Venom did, what 800,
700,
800,
the
and it got a
first
sequel.
one. Yeah.
So I don't think it will do as
Sony
well as
yeah.
Venom.
No, I
Definitely
think you're looking at. Yeah, I think you're right. Like 500.
Yeah, 550.
Maybe they'll squeeze out one more and call it a day. Uncharted, The Lost Tomb, or some shit like that.
Gosh.
Maybe. What about Tomb Raider crossover?
Oh,
there it is.
Alicia Vikander
Is
comes
that
in.
Sony?
I think it's cross-platform. It can be whatever you want.
That would be interesting.
Now I'm interested.
Yeah. Need some help?
Yeah. Okay.
Start making out.
Getting kind of kinky there. I do have a quick note here that so maybe the Tom Holland Mark Wahlberg banter will be funny. Probably not.
Cut one almond.
Yeah, I'll definitely get one out of me. But I really hope that they don't bicker the entire time and then finally become friends in the third act.
I was just about to say.
Like, make them friends early on and just solidify that throughout the movie.
Yeah, I definitely think we're seeing like a big rift in the second
I
act.
hope not, though.
You're not my father.
Stop trying to be
I
mine.
never was trying to be.
I never was trying to be.
I just don't want to see you killed like. Oh yeah. I just don't want to wind up dead like everyone else around here. I'll see ya.
Yeah.
Bad.
That's bad.
Matt
it's going to
Damon
happen.
also would have been a great Nathan Drake, but again, has aged out.
He's aged out, yeah. I think we've pretty much seen this movie without seeing it.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think we'll get my last few things I have here. PG-rated sex scene.
Really?
Yeah, because he always has a love triangle between, like, his fellow, like, archaeologist-loving girl, and then there's, like, a more bad girl that he kind of, like, dances with a little bit. Yeah, they infiltrate some, like, gala, and they're, like, dancing.
Okay, so you think Tom Holland's
kisses
going to,
him
like,
in front
kiss
of him.
someone or something?
Yeah, and then I think there'll be, like, a shirtless late night hotel, and then, like, cut to moon. Or Sully comes in, and, hey, do you mind if we just look at the map
Hey,
again?
kid, what are you doing?
Yeah. Oh, I see. Okay. I see how it is.
Okay.
Don't order room service on my number.
Yeah, there it is. I can see you trying to find a joke in your head.
All right. Well, I think that probably covers pretty much everything.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll have a little bit of fun with this one.
Yeah. Let's just hope for a 7.
Yeah, realistically, probably getting a 6, but
Yeah.
we'll compare it to Jungle Cruise. We'll keep it fair.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, then. Well, we'll see you in 3,
2,
1.
Hey, kid, we're back.
I don't know if we really are back.
Is that your Tom Holland?
Yeah, it is. The whiny little bitch.
Okay. We're doing our post show here for Uncharted. Mm-hmm. So as we start off all of our post shows, Antony, why don't we do out of 10s? Ready? 3, 2, 1, 6.
6.5.
Okay.
Yeah. It's funny. I was on the 6 train as well, and then I just like really reflected on it when I was driving home, and I decided to give it a bit of a sympathy 0.5 just because like it meant no harm and it caused no harm, and I did enjoy it. I think the movie caught me at a really good time.
Yeah, and I think I said in the pre-show here, its benchmark will be Jungle Cruise. So question, better or worse than Jungle Cruise?
It's funny. I don't remember what I rated Jungle Cruise.
Yeah, me either.
I have a feeling I rated it 7, but if you'd asked me which one I wanted to watch again, it's definitely Uncharted.
I think I'm leaning Jungle Cruise.
Jungle Cruise had a bit more of an original flavor to it.
Yeah, so Jungle Cruise had the original flavor, and it had like a more twists and turns kind of element.
Yeah, you could say that.
Whereas Uncharted was basically what you see is what you got. But you said something really poignant in the first half was this movie is not going to offend anyone. Yeah. And I think that's exactly what it does. It does not offend anyone.
Yeah, exactly. Like there were elements with it that I was kind of disappointed with. Like I felt like, and you kind of alluded to it there, like it didn't pull you in like any unexpected directions where it's like, oh, now this plot thread has opened up, or this character's betrayed the group, or like it was a straight shoot from like minute 1 to the last minute. There's no real twists. It just lived off the great action sequences and the humor between Wahlberg and Holland.
Yeah, I would agree. Like,
basically it.
I didn't really care about anything.
No. I don't think the characters really cared about anything. I think, okay, so let's dive into the characterization a little bit.
Okay, for sure.
I thought my highlight of the movie was Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, he was good. He definitely really wanted to be there. And
he was the only one, like, he felt, it's ironic because he looks the least like the character he's playing, which for some reason was still bothering me while I was watching it. I was like, fuck, Tom Holland is just not Nathan Drake. Like, I couldn't get over him looking like Tom Holland dressing up as Nathan Drake for a Halloween party. Yeah. But I think Mark Wahlberg really embodied that, like, selfishness before anyone, like, really well. And obviously, I'll give myself a ding for the prediction about their, like, rift halfway through.
Yeah, you also get a ding for your opening scene. You'd had at the orphanage. Yeah,
and a soft sex scene, kind of. Bit of shirtless in the hotel.
They were shirtless, laying down.
Yeah.
You know what I thought was to, like, start nitpicking how he, like, writes the wrong coordinates, and she takes it and leaves, and then he, like, pops open a bottle and, like, pulls out the correct coordinates, but, like, why'd you have to write them down?
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of that in this movie. I think if you go at it with a magnifying glass, you're going to reveal some pretty some ugly plot holes. Yeah.
I think the worst of where the movie, like, sunk to its lowest areas, there were 2 elements. I thought the villain was extremely weak. Like, why even bother getting Antonio Banderas if you're not going to do
pretty shocking death scene?
Yeah, I didn't see him coming at that moment, but it wasn't shocking in terms of...
And, like the most PG-rated throat slit ever. Yeah. Just no blood.
And the second one was, like, the clue path was just not very well thought out, wasn't very creative.
Yeah.
Way too convenient. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Relics from, like, 1,000 years ago just being in, like, the middle of a modern, 100%. Like, Mecca. I was like, this is so stupid. That's like Scooby-Doo.
That's exactly what I thought. Like, how are these things still existing?
Was it Taco Bell?
Papa John's.
Papa John's. It was like,
I'm in a Papa John's.
Behind, like, the bulletproof glass. I was like, what the fuck is that? And then the bar, like, one little, like, bar sticker behind the eye.
Did you notice when they go to the church, they turn the keys clockwise?
Right.
And it shoots the arrows out?
Right.
So then we got to turn it counterclockwise.
I said left. Or whatever.
Yeah. But from there on out, they always turn it clockwise.
Oh, I did not notice that.
I just like, what is going on?
I just thought it was
sloppy.
Yeah, that was very sloppy. And like, yeah, just the over-reliance on those 2 keys.
Yeah.
I was like, when are we going to move on to something else? Like, National Treasure did it really well because it's the same thing. He had the pipe, remember? And it was really important in the beginning, and then he keeps it right till the end, and then he has to use it one more time at the very end. And I thought that was really creative. And this movie obviously, like, felt very similar to National Treasure, but it was just like, every single time. I was like, oh, now we'll turn it this way. Now we'll put them together. Now we'll put it upside down. I was like,
now we pop it out.
Yeah. So I thought that was just like very lazy to me. Mm-hmm. And like in terms of the environments, like we were unfortunately correct about all the big set pieces being in the trailer. Mm-hmm. And they all just had like a similar kind of like tinge to them. It was all sunny, all
very
hot.
like, yeah,
sky, lots of sky and water.
Yeah, which
I wanted my ice. I wanted an ice level. Yeah, that would have been nice.
Maybe we'll break down. There's 3 main action scenes. There's like
there's not that much action.
The heist,
the airplane.
The airplane one, yeah.
And the pirate ships.
I thought the pirate ships was like obviously ridiculous, but pretty cool.
That was definitely it was a good climax, but you know, they really showed that in the trailer. Like you need to have an ace up your sleeve, and the movie really didn't have any aces up its sleeve. Mm-hmm. So like I think if I had just gone into the movie without seeing the trailer, maybe I would have been like that scene would have had a bit more wow factor.
Yeah, I don't think I saw the pirate ship scene in the trailer. So
I see. Yeah, you're lucky in that sense because it really did kind of like. By the time that scene came around, I'm like, well, I know this is like the movie's winding down, yeah. So I'm like, there's nothing more for this movie to really offer me.
It's funny that you say that because the falling out of the plane scene, I was like, oh yeah, I've seen this so many times,
and pretty much the entire scene. Like, I liked how they showed it from the 2 different perspectives. Like you see it right at the start, and then you see why all those things happened. But I mean,
it would have been cooler, I think.
These are just ideas that I don't feel like were maximized. It was like, got a cool idea, like put it in the script, but it wasn't like workshopped, like how can we innovate this even more? How can this be cooler? What were your thoughts on what's her name, the female protagonist?
The actor's name is
come on,
I can't. It's like Tatya.
Okay, Tatya.
I gotta look it up.
I actually thought she was quite good. I wasn't really expecting much from her.
I didn't understand what's her accent. She was kind of going like in and out of Australia. Yeah, it was kind of weird.
And like I thought they were setting up because I made that prediction about like the classic love triangle, and they introduced her at the start. Mm-hmm. The girl that he like robs or he steals her bracelet or something. Remember at the very beginning, she's like sitting.
That was a different girl.
Yeah, I know. The love triangle. I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think because that I think is the same. I can't think of her character in the video game, but he marries this like blonde girl.
Okay, Sophia Ali.
So I think they are setting up for a sequel. Like I think that character will probably come back.
Oh, the blonde girl. Okay.
Yeah. So like they didn't really because all 3 games kind of have. If my memory serves, actually, you spend the majority of the first game like with a certain girl, then you spend the second game with another girl, and then they meet and like clash a little bit. So I think they may explore that in the future, but that kind of takes me to my topic of like, do you think this movie did enough to warrant a sequel, or are you just kind of...
So I looked it up. 130 million budget, not 200.
Yeah. I was incorrect about that.
So I looked it up yesterday.
44 million in the US this weekend.
Yeah, so they're sitting at about 150 worldwide.
Not bad.
Which is not bad.
The Sony president like came out yesterday and was like, "We have a new franchise, ladies and gentlemen," or something.
Oh, of course he did. You know what? I'm going to say?
What are you going to say?
I predict a sequel, and I'm down for a sequel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they can go a bit wackier.
Yeah, and it was honestly, it was enjoyable enough.
Yeah.
It's not the best movie I've ever seen, but it was enjoyable enough for me to say, like, yeah, I'd watch another one. Would I go to theaters again and pay $20?
Probably.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I just wanted... Okay, what about for you?
Will I get the 4K Blu-ray? Yes. I think I will. I think they just got over the line for me. But I need to see a lot. You won't get away with another one of those from me.
But it's not going to... The sequel will not be better, I guarantee you.
It will be. They could go bigger, badder, and better.
I would like more intricate puzzles and more scavenger hunt-esque.
Yeah, I agree.
And cast his brother... Who's his brother going to be?
I was thinking after, how good would Logan Lerman have been?
Okay, I was thinking Bill Skarsgård.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
he's not that much older. He's like 45. Logan Lerman, maybe Dylan, what's his name?
Dylan O'Brien, yeah.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Dylan O'Brien.
Dylan O'Brien would be
younger.
Oh, hey, Sam.
Yeah. I still stand for
Will Poulter.
Like Charlie Hunnam.
Well, Charlie Hunnam's also like 35.
Yeah, he is. I just wanted to say, I watched it.
Or they go all in. Timothy Chalamet.
Could you imagine? Dye his hair blonde. I watched it at Cineplex's Screen X.
Okay.
So that's when the screen comes up on the side.
Oh, wow. So IMAX, basically?
It's like, it wraps.
So IMAX.
Well, IMAX is just one long horizontal screen.
But it curves. It wraps.
This one, like, fucking comes up.
Oh, wow. How is that distracting or?
Awful. Fucking awful. It basically only turns on for certain scenes.
Oh, no. Does it, like, slowly expand?
No, it just fucking turns on, and it's just, like, washed out, blurry.
That sounds horrible.
It's fucking brutal. Do not do Screen X.
Okay, so let's just run through a couple more predictions here. Does the big question here, does this movie finally break the video game movie curse? I wouldn't quite say it did. It nicked it. It did like a little, it grazed it.
Yeah.
It was MGK dissing Eminem.
It's like, I think you'll know when a video game breaks the curse.
The Halo series on Paramount Plus coming soon.
God. No, but I think it'd be getting a lot of buzz. You'd see it everywhere on Reddit, Instagram, Twitter, that kind of thing.
Well, we got two big ones, two heavy hitters coming really soon. We got Fallout, starring Walton Goggins on Amazon Prime.
Really?
Yeah, 12-episode first season. Fallout.
That's pretty good.
You love that, hey?
I do like Walton Goggins.
He's the ultimate NPC brought to life. And then we also have the BioShock movie that just got announced on Netflix.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There's also the Borderlands movie.
No one cares about that.
I know, it's going to be fucking brutal.
Yeah.
With Jack Black as a claptrap.
Stop. But I think, those two, like, BioShock in particular, if they can get that right, that for me is kind of like the saving grace.
Yeah.
Like,
We got Sonic 2 coming out.
I mean, that looks quite good.
It does. It looks like they're taking all the good elements from the first one and doubling down.
Yeah. So we'll say no, but maybe there's hope. Let's leave it there. I feel really, really strongly that Tom Holland wasn't the right casting for this ultimately.
Really?
Yeah, I stand by that.
I guess, we didn't really break this down. You liked Mark Wahlberg as
I liked
Sully.
Mark Wahlberg, yeah.
I liked Tom Holland as Nathan Drake. He was very Peter Parker.
Yeah, he was. And he was even doing like the kind of mumbling.
Yeah, and doing like his little sexy look.
That's
damsel in distress sexy look.
Yeah, it's not right for me. Like he's too.
He was playing the same character.
Yeah, and he does the mumbly thing a lot. I'm getting kind of tired of the mumble. There's a bit of greatest treasure's never been found.
Oh my god.
You know Sam? Sam, my brother?
You know Sam? My brother Sam?
He didn't even talk to me for a long time.
Okay, that's
You know what I mean? I'm not doing it very well, but something's a bit off with his performance in this movie. And he's not that funny.
He's not that funny.
No.
No, you know what? You're right. He does rely a lot on like, I'm taking what you said earlier and I'm going to twist it and use it as a gotcha.
Yeah. And
he does that a lot.
The screenwriters have written this joke for me and I can execute it.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no he's not naturally funny. He's just naturally a really nice, likable guy. Mm-hmm. And he handles like he's a really good actor when it comes to like the heavy drama scenes, like circa Aunt May and No Way Home. Like, that's when he really excels for me. When he like is sad, he's very good.
So let's give him more. Let's tell him if you're listening, which I know you are. Start doing more of that. Start picking up more roles like that on the side, obviously.
Yeah, Cherry for me was great for him. All right, Alman, I will do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it was like a horrible performance. I just think like there were better choices, and I do think they should have just kept him a bit older. Like Mark Wahlberg would have been a great Nathan Drake just a few years back.
Yeah, I was reading up about the development thing. Naughty Dog like came out years ago and said like this movie will not be anything that we like sanction or condone. Like it will not.
So they didn't want it.
They didn't want it.
Did you see the Naughty Dog sticker?
I did. Yeah. It will not do our games justice. David O. Russell was attached to direct it, that's why he grabbed Mark Wahlberg post The Fighter. Right. And then he left to do Silver Linings Playbook.
What would David O. Russell
have done with this? But apparently Mark Wahlberg's like, we're trying to get Robert De Niro in and Joe Pesci. Sully. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it would have been like a really gritty one.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like it would have been awesome.
Yeah. And then Sony came to Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg multiple times to get them to write it. And they're like, no.
Nah.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. Like, there's definitely... Yeah, that sounds like something maybe Naughty Dog would have been more down for because the games are a bit darker.
They're trying to have a more adult... This was definitely more a kid-friendly romp with some, like, adult sexual innuendos, which are still for the kids.
Yeah, and they went for the the mass crowd pleaser style. And I don't blame them for that. And it turned out to be a pretty decent movie, but you know, I think that if they were going to do that, they would have benefited from at least giving us a more believable Nathan Drake. Like, I think that's what it honestly comes down to. Like, I don't think he filled the shoes of that character properly.
Fair enough. And just to recap, like, I really like what you said about how it's just like a straight line movie. Nothing really happens. Yeah. There's no twists, there's no turns, and it just kind of what happens.
Yeah, like the way that they put the heist together is just like so quick. Yeah. Just accept they've got the plan ready. There's no... Yeah. It's a very uncomplicated story. Like one of the most simple stories I've seen in a long time. I think
it's a good movie to have on in the background.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And yeah, I thought the action scenes were well done. Some of the fight scenes he did really well. Like Tom Holland's great at like choreography. Like the Scottish guy, the big guy, like kind of recurring bully. Yeah. That was good. Like the theater were having a great time. Like there was I think I may have said it in the pre. Like how many 13-year-old birthday parties are going to be seeing this movie? Yeah. We saw like a group of teenagers. Nice. As we were walking out, they were like, oh, and then when he did this.
Nice. And that's what you want to hear.
And that's what they wanted to achieve from this.
Did you stay for the post credits?
There's a post credits.
Oh, there's two.
Oh,
so there's one with his brother.
Yeah, okay, I saw that one.
There's one after that.
He's in the jail, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently that him being in the jail, that's how the fourth one ends or something. The fourth game. So there's one after that. You didn't stay for that?
No, didn't stay for that.
So Tom Holland is kind of sitting, dealing with a character from Game of Thrones, who apparently is like a broker for a reoccurring bad guy in the video game. And he was watch, and they're like doing this deal thing, and then he's got all these guns pointed on him. Then Mark Wahlberg as Sully busts in, holding a gun, and he's got a mustache. It makes some sort of puberty joke, so he's got his iconic mustache.
That's in the trailer.
Yeah,
but I was like, oh, I guess they just never used that.
No, they do. Yeah,
so they put the post-credit scene in the trailer.
Yeah, exactly, just to rope you in with the mustache.
Right.
So yeah, busts in with the mustache. They get out, so it's setting up again for the sequel, and then he makes a joke about how he's 2 days late because he had to get the cat's visa papers to get to a certain country because he has the cat with him.
Right. Oh, I see. Because he likes his cat.
Yeah. Cat joke. I liked it.
Yeah, well, they said the guy on the app would feed him.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, yeah. That doesn't really do much to entice me. I'm not going to lie.
All in all, you're recommending this?
Depends who asks about it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Depends how it depends how intelligent the friend is.
Yeah, man, you're gonna love it.
Yeah, go check it out, bro. No magical death for Antonio Banderas. I was pretty confident that he'd get a greedy magical death. There's too much power. Fortunately, we more or less seen all the major set pieces. Ding ding. Movie will end with an open-ended tease that we will never get resolved. I think we will see it resolved.
I think we will see a sequel, yeah.
PG rated sex scene. I'm gonna give myself a half mark for that. Big rift, got that. Antonio Banderas will have an understandable reason. Not really, just my family for generations.
You made a joke before we started recording this post show because I had asked Anthony, I'm like, did you even watch this movie?
Yeah.
You're like, I bet you I could get through it without even have watched it. Yeah. And I think that is true.
I really think I could have.
Yeah.
If I got my first risk, I'd be like, oh, there weren't really any big set pieces. And if you'd been like, dude, what are you talking about? Flying train and like the tundra? Like, as long as I could get away with that, I'd be fucking home free. And then I'd know the movie inside and out.
Yeah.
But yeah, 6.5, not much like you could kind of go with either of those ratings.
Yeah, exactly.
Really. Yeah.
And I think at this point, I mean, I've said it 1,000 times now, but like, you know what kind of movie you're getting. What you see is what you get.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad they got this movie together. I'm glad theaters are kind of back. Like, I think maybe we need a few of these more like conventional movies that people feel really familiar with.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's a warm up movie for the general audience and a warm up movie for us because we got a big one coming in a couple weeks here. Dun. I don't even know the theme.
Dun, dun, dun. Have you not heard the theme?
I haven't.
Oh, it's so fucking good.
Oh, nice.
It's better than the Nolan theme.
All right, settle down.
I just can't believe you haven't heard it. You've seen the trailer, right?
Or no? Just the first one. Okay, vengeance. We're doing. Is it The Batman?
The Batman. Yeah. Okay. Matt Reeves is the Batman.
Matt Reeves is the Batman.
Now. I'm just kidding. It's not.
Yeah, okay. Fuck you. Yeah.
You know we pushed for it though.
So we're pretty excited for that one. But
I'm gonna play the theme for you right now.
Sure.
Okay.
Off air though.
Yeah, off air.
We thank you guys for listening once again.
Yep. I've been Anthony.
And I'm Aman.
And we'll see you in the next one.